Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Thursday, the 27th of July. With McShane, we're working our way through the book of Judges, today reading chapters 10 and 11. And in chapter 10, verse 6, we have this statement: "Again, the Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord. They served the Baals and the Ashtoreths and the gods of Aram, the god of Sidon, of Moab, and the Ammonites." And that becomes a repeated refrain through the book. The Israelites did evil in the sight of the Lord. And as they do that, he steps back from them. They no longer have him protecting them. They then overcome by their enemies, and they realize what they've done, and they then cry out to him, and he raises up a judge who comes and saves them, and they follow him for a short while and then turn away again. And what God's response to them here is instructive. In verse 11 we read, "The Lord replied, when the Egyptians, the Amorites, the Ammonites, the Philistines, the Sidonians, the Amalekites, and the Moabites oppressed you, and you cried out to me for help, did I not save you from their hands? But you have forsaken me and served other gods, so I will no longer save you. Go and cry out to the gods you have chosen. Let them save you when you're in trouble." And that really is one of the most damning statements you have in Scripture, where God says to them, you've made your choice. Live with it. You've turned away. Go to those gods that you've chosen. You turned away from me. You've ignored me. You've done away with me. Don't come crying to me now. Go to those gods that you were following. And the Israelites say, no, we can't do that. But as I read that, I thought, as you look around the world today, in the West, I wonder if this isn't more or less where we are. We look at the Western society, which was so steeped in Scripture. The Reformation reshaped Europe in a fundamental way, and that was then taken to the Americas and spread around the world. And people have turned away from God. They're now pursuing other gods, the gods of self, materialism, independence, autonomy, our own philosophical ideas. That's what we're serving. And it's almost as though God steps back and says, well, okay, when the going gets tough, I hope that your philosophical ramblings can save you, because I'm not involved. And so as Christians, we need to be crying out, God, sort of turn people's hearts. We need to be praying for individuals. We need to be praying for the church to grow and to have influence. We need to be praying not only that the church grows and has influence, but that the church listens to God. Because the problem here was that they didn't listen to God. So we've got to say, God, help us to hear. Help us to follow you. Help us to live in your way. Because if we're not with you and we're depending on something else, we're doomed. So while we have the time, let's cry out to God. Be blessed.